Morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.
So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. My name is Stephen Reese. It is Thursday and we are coming to the end of another week. We're heading into the weekend and the fetting is just, boy, we're coming down to the carnival. You know, carnival is going to be over in the blink of an eye. Good morning to the regional viewers, everybody watching us internationally. I see that the John Cupid Carnival Village is in full swing. We're going to be live from that location, I think, tomorrow once everything is confirmed. But hey, a lot happening, boy. Outside of Carnival, there's a lot happening. Of course, the Senate got their debate on. The Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act was passed with the amendments with support of 8 independent senators. And the zones of special operation is also in debate mode, as was the case yesterday. So we're going to get into the news there very quickly. Today we're dealing with loans. Right? A lot of talk going around all over the place. I see that Dave Tanku, the Minister of Finance, is out in New York City with his bonds in hand trying to secure a $1 billion loan to kickstart the economy. So everybody that holding on for the longest while, and I know people getting impatient apparently, that is the money that will kickstart everything and open up, you know, all these jobs and so on and so forth. They need money to make the thing turn, and they don't have the money, apparently. Otherwise, I don't think he would be out there looking for a $1 billion loan. But we're going, while he's looking for a loan, we're going to go through the loans between 2016 and 2023. I don't have 2024. But from 2016 to 2023, the previous administration took a number of loans. And all of these loans are from the Auditor General reports of those years. So we're going to go through those loans. And then I'm going to give you the final tally. And then we're going to put things in context so that you have an understanding. Because I do not know why the government hasn't done things like this yet. But this is not the first time that I've referred to an Auditor General's report. I did it some years ago, going through the Auditor General's report with certain things that were reported, certain expenditure, things like that. And a lot of people didn't know that that was the situation at the time. Because people don't take time to, nobody's going to read the Auditor General reports, right? So unless you take the position of actually giving the information, because we have to inform and, entertain as well, and educate. So that's what we're here to do. So we're going to do that this morning. All right, but let's go through some of the headlines in the newspaper. Inmate recaptured in Port of Spain. The MV Blue Wave Harmony arrives on January the 22nd. January the 22nd, that is today. Judge rules PM's administrative silence breached permanent secretary's rights. Sobers says high-level delegation from UAE on their way to Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, Sean Sobers and I think it was Saddam Hussein, I think they went out to the UAE a bit earlier, I think it was last year, and trying to attract business and investment. So apparently there's a UAE delegation headed to Trinidad and Tobago, and they're going to probably get into more talks here in Trinidad. Man in court on 25 counts of motor larceny. 115 police constables promotion challenge dismissed by the High Court. Unfortunate situation where a pregnant woman was shot dead. I think that was in Aruca, if I'm not mistaken. Not Arouca. Is it Arouca? In Arouca, yeah. A pregnant woman believed to be a Venezuelan national was shot dead in Arouca on the afternoon of January 21st after a gunman opened fire on a group of people under a shed. She was reportedly 7 months pregnant and was pronounced dead at the Arima hospital shortly after the incident. You see? This is how these guys operate. They're just shooting. They don't care about a child, if you're pregnant, they don't care. You understand? But we expected to do the same thing, right? And get a different result. In another headline, put up the ATS headline for me. ATS warns that some communities and zones could be stigmatized. I'm going to read a little part of that and then we'll get to the ridiculous nature of those thoughts. ATS. ATTC. Yeah. Right? I'm going to read the report because I don't want to stick this morning. Independent Senator Dr. Marlene Atz has warned that designating certain communities as zones of special operations could cause them to be permanently stigmatized. Now, let me just say this. It appears to me that we have some sort of disease in Trinidad and Tobago where we cannot accept the reality and the truth in certain matters. You could put that in a split and come to me because I want people watch my face good when I say this, right? Ever since certain parts of Trinidad and Tobago were declared hotspot areas, ever since I growing up as a little boy, it have certain communities that I know. You got to be careful, right? I know that as a little fella going secondary school, right? As I get older, those same communities, right, which had slight stigmatizations at the time I was in secondary school, by the time I was a grown man, it had gone out of control. Let us face the reality, right? From that time to now, where we are now, it has spilled over into countless other parts of Trinidad and Tobago. Right? So, when I hear in talk of, if you declare here a zone, it will stigmatize this and it will stigmatize that, I am sorry, but I am a realist. I rubbish those conversations. I rubbish it. Honest to God. Because it is because of conversations like that, but we don't want to stigmatize here, we don't want to stigmatize there. And this isn't to say that good people don't reside in these areas. The majority of people are hardworking people. And unfortunately, their communities have been stigmatized, not by the people on the outside, but by the people on the inside that operate in the criminal activities. Yes, Agua. Nice. Right? And it is the activities that they conduct is what stigmatizes the area. You understand? That is why up to today, some people have to put false information as to where they reside in order to get a job. When is that going to change if we're not going to do something different? We're talking about fear for stigmatizing and permanently well, guess what? Phase 3 of the Zone of Special Operations speaks to social and community development. Where the condition that the communities are in now will be rebuilt and improved. Hence, lifting the entire community out of that stigmatization. But if we're going to sit down here and worry and oh gosh, and we don't want to, and we can't, and oh gosh, if it, man, we're wasting time. How many other generations are they willing to lose? Because we lose a couple already, eh? And you know why we lose a couple generations? Because of inaction. Because we want to bury our head in the sand and pretend they don't have a problem. Because we want to demonize the police when they're doing their work. That is not to say that the police are right in every instance. But you have to take the good with the bad and weigh out how much good versus how much bad, how much pros versus how much cons. And if you can't do that, then you will reach nowhere. The Law Association also jump out. They want stronger safeguards. Well, I don't know what all they want. Stronger safeguards. If they hold you and they wrongfully arrest you, you're going before a magistrate within days. For the magistrate to hear the matter and either convict or dismiss. Right? The police must wear their body cameras. Right? And while the police could stop you and search you based on suspicion, it has to be reasonable suspicion in terms of they can't just stop you and say they don't like the way you look, or because you're short outside your pants, or your pants below your bottom, and just stop you and arrest you. They have to find something. There has to be something there for them to make the arrest. Otherwise, you're going to go before a magistrate within a few days' time, and your matter will be dismissed. What are the stronger safeguards you could possibly want? You see, when we started digging into those things, that is where nothing happens. And albeit for members of the Law Association, they would probably like nothing to happen and for everything to stay the same, because the kind of money that lawyers collecting in this country, it's unbelievable. So once crime is rampant, them fellas making our money. So we want more safeguards for, to protect the criminals, to make it harder for the police to do their work, to make it harder to prosecute. And this was chaotic with Trinidad and Tobago. We just play smart with foolishness. It's as if we cannot admit that we have a problem. Part of that problem is that we have reached a stage where a lot of other outside influences have grabbed the younger generation, right? So they want a quick dollar now. They want to make a big dollar, but they ain't qualified to make the big dollar money. So they want a job that paying $250 a day. That is small money, because they don't get spoiled by making more, doing something illegal, and hey, I go take the risk. Because, of course, when they arrest me, or if they arrest me, and I make a jail, I go down sit down in the jail, and I can get things as I please, because I'm going to be connected to one organization or the other, one criminal network or the other, and we go live like kings, and we go sit down there, and you know what I mean? And then we have no proper reform plans. You understand? We have no reform plans, none. We don't even have proper prisons, in my humble opinion. Like I said, the Frederick Street prison, I'm glad they're closing that down. That is a dungeon. That is not a prison. It's inhumane. The Raymond Yard section of that prison where men, 11, 12 of them in a cell. They haven't been judged to be guilty or not guilty, but the conditions that you have to be in that section alone, that I could fight for in terms of improving the conditions like what exists here. And hopefully, they're going to build this new prison and it's going to be more state-of-the-art, more accommodating. And I know accommodating criminals sounds like a weird thing, right? But you have to change people's mindset. If I take you out of a community that is deplorable, right? If I arrest you, you grew up in a deplorable community where everything's falling apart, and I take you and I put you into a prison that's 10 times worse in terms of conditions, how do I expect your mentality to improve? It will never improve. It's from one deplorable state to the next. And then we have no support structures and no reform plans to try and turn men's life around. You understand? So we just in this rotation, right? Inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside. It can't work like that. We have to do something different, and we have to change it from the inside out. And sitting here and pretending that these communities, some of these communities, at least some of the communities that will be, or most likely to be, deemed as zones of special operations, these communities are already stigmatized. So if we do nothing, what do you think is going to happen? The situation is going to get worse because we're not trying to fix the problem, and the same permanent stigmatization that you're worrying about will just happen naturally. If it hasn't happened already through the inaction of those who we elect to lead. I don't know now. Anyhow, then you have the opposition leader now saying that the population will say enough is enough. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles has put the government on notice that the people will soon declare enough is enough as the nation comes to the realization that the UNC hoodwinked voters into supporting them in the general election with promises after promises which were not delivered. Well, Penny, there's a reason for that. We will go through some of those reasons in a little bit. I ain't going further. And then, well, the opposition leader is dying. Penny slams the PM. Reckless attack on president and independent senators. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles has slammed Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessa's questioning of the integrity of the 9 independent senators appointed by President Christine Kangaloo, who Persad-Bissessa described as being a low-level PNM functionary. So you're trying to tell us Christine Kangaloo is not a PNM? We have video evidence to say otherwise. Where was the respect for independent offices and independent positions when the former appointed a PNM, a known PNM, as the president? And put and installed her into an independent office. Where was the respect and the concern about independent offices? All who showing concern now, where was the concern when a merit list was headed to the president's house for the president and intercepted and make an about turn? Where was the concern for independent organizations or independent offices then? There's others that I could go down the list with, but we don't have time for that. Where was he concerned then? And this isn't the first time. There was a bill that the government wanted to pass, I think it was sometime last year. So this has happened before. And the government came out, I think it was through the Prime Minister or one of them, and they made the same comments directed at the independent senators. And I think it was a kind of, I don't know if it was a reverse psychology kind of strategy, because all of these independent senators, as a matter of fact, they're presidential senators, because the president, you know. And I've always said, the president appoints them. I've always said we just sit down here and pretend like we don't know the reality of the day. Who independent out here? No, seriously. Really? So they don't have an opinion, they don't have a bias, they don't have nothing. They're just straight down the middle. Everybody has a bias towards something. I might like apples and you might prefer bananas. You understand? I might like chocolate ice cream and you like vanilla. So every time I go to buy ice cream, I'm more likely to say chocolate than vanilla, because I'm biased towards chocolate. I prefer that. In politics, it's the same thing. In everything. In your everyday life, you have a bias towards something or the other. And I've said this before, you know. And we just sit down here and pretend like it have independent, it really have. Man, look there. Well, give me a chance. Maybe in the old school, maybe in the old days, when prominent people in prominent positions of governance and leadership roles were seen as far more superior and intellectually superior than the common man, but we learned during the pandemic that a lot of them dumb as nails. Because like there was lacking common sense or something or the other during that period of time. Right? But in this era, where information is at everybody's fingertips, I think people have grown smarter and they have a different perspective and a way of thinking. That is why conventional media is fading and sinking fast. You understand? That's why newspapers shutting down operation. Because it ain't like before. How much next generation youths, next generation people really wake up on a morning and say, let me go get a newspaper. Nobody flying out the house to get a newspaper on a morning again. When they could pull up the phone and go online if they want to read the news. Or when they could scroll through TikTok or Instagram or Facebook and be misinformed. Because whatever the person is telling them on social media, it doesn't have to be factual. It just has to touch their emotion in what they're feeling in the moment about that issue, and they believe them. That's how it works. That's the world we're living in. Anyway, I ain't going further. Jameson. We're in the middle of Carnival. So Carnival Monday and Tuesday, and in the Fete Santing, you know, you're going to be amongst large groups of people. You want to boost your immune system with Jameson immunity products to fight off the seasonal sniffles, such as your cold fighter with Echinacea, vitamin C chews with the honey lemon flavor, and for additional support, try their delicious vitamin D3 chews and ultra strength zinc. Chew, fight, and feel amazing with Jameson trusted vitamins and minerals. Also, Chef Shiraz, he has the courses starting on the 31st of January. That is right around the corner. The Creative International Cuisine and the Baking and Pastry one. And in February also has the City and Guilds Diploma 3. So you want to give him a call or WhatsApp him on 372-4639 or 737-5097. Make sure and get in contact with Chef today. All right? And right, nice. Yeah, so that's it for now. We're going to take our first break. When we come back from the break, we'll get into the loans that were taken between 2016 and 2023. And we'll see how much money we actually borrowed, how much money we spent out of budget from the Treasury, right? And maybe that could give you an idea as to why the Minister of Finance is holding his bonds in hand in New York City looking to secure a $1 billion US loan. Maybe it'll give you a better idea of how bad the situation is. I don't know. Maybe it'll get through to some people, and it definitely will not get through to some. I could guarantee you that. But we'll see. You'll see how things go. So when we return, we'll go through those loans. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
They gave us the music.
I feel like home.
They gave us the memories.
Woman, you could run away too.
They gave us the rhythms of life.
Trinidad and Tobago. Join us for a special tribute to our legendary musical icons who have passed on in Gone But Not Forgotten.
Including Funny, Swallow, Singing Francine, Shadow, Arrow, Maestro, Rootsman, Lax, Sandoli, The Mighty Terror, plus lots more. Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone But Not Forgotten. Wednesday, February 4th at Napa and Thursday, February 5th at Sapa. Showtime both nights, 6:30 p.m. Your master of ceremonies, Sonny Bling.
Tickets $300 and $250.
Early bird tickets bought by Monday, January 26th cost $50 less.
For more info, call 732-3402. Gone But Not Forgotten.
Is your life stuck in the same struggles again and again? Pandit Bhargav helps remove negative energy, solve love problems, fix marriage disputes, clear financial stress, and stabilize job and business issues. With accurate psychic, palm, and horoscope readings, he guides you toward the right path. His powerful 30-minute session brings quick relief and clear direction. Take the first step today. Call +1 868-347-2350.
If you want to be a better chef at home or advance your professional career,
Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is the best place to be.
some of the courses that we offer here at the Academy: Creative National Cuisine 1 and 2, Baking and Pastry 1 and 2, Kids Summer Cooking Classes, one-day classes at the workshop. We have Asian cooking classes and certificate in culinary arts, food lovers and professionals.
Start your culinary journey today with us at the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy.
Ostomy care is a unique and intimate condition that can seem challenging for individuals afflicted by it. At Better Life Ostomy Care, they understand and offer a wide range of products and services that will allow ostomates to lead a better life. From colostomy and urostomy pouches, paste and powders, antibacterial wipes, Brava strips, deodorants, gloves, gauze, bed liners, and much, much more. They also have RN care available for ostomy home care with affordable starter packages. No need to look for nurse or supply. Everything is just a phone call away. Better Life Ostomy Care is located at number 4 Mosque Street, Caroni. You can call them at 308-6709 or 472-5878 or visit their website at www.betterlifeostomycareTT.com to find out more about their offerings. You can also write to them at betterlifeostomycareTT@gmail.com or find them on Facebook. Better Life Ostomy Care, servicing ostomates with a better quality of life.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Are you living with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes? Manage it with the unique Jameson 100% complete multivitamin with 400 micrograms of chromium to lower blood glucose, lutein for your eyes, B vitamins for energy, vitamin C and lycopene for antioxidant support. Take a step towards a healthier tomorrow and make the proactive switch to Jameson today.
All right, people, so we're back, and we're 28 minutes away from the hour of 7 o'clock. Before we get into these loans and we get into the conversation this morning, let me just remind you about Eden Heights Clinic, one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer, of course, a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, which include live blood analysis, helotherapy, limb bagging, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, and more. You could also get consultation services at Eden Heights as well. So visit them in Trin City or Chaguanas, and you can call them as well on 640-8985 or 613-7571. You could also WhatsApp them on 493-9196 or email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com. So make sure and check them out today. That is Eden Heights. All right. We'll get on into the jam now. So we're going to look and see. Of course, it should be known by now that the current administration did not inherit a healthy treasury. All right? And of course, having not inherited a healthy treasury, well, they had to do what they had to do, apparently. So, some of the things that they did is they started to cut down on certain programs and whatever the case might be, because they had to trim it, right? But we know that the government has no money because the opposition told us so. Every time that they ask the government where you're getting the money from, is admitting that it has no money. Because they were the ones that were there for 10 years. They would know the true state of the financial affairs of Trinidad and Tobago. So, we see certain increases in certain areas, certain taxes applied here, there, and everywhere. And outside of the over $500 billion that was spent over the last 10 years, that $500 billion couldn't have come from any empty treasury in 2015, right? Remember the talk back in 2015 was, oh God, the T4 told him, I had no money. But somehow or the other, they found $500 billion or over $500 billion to spend in the 10 years that they were there. During that period of time, as we come to find out, just recently in the news, one of the opposition senators, right? And you all would have seen the headline in the news. It was reported that he alone and other members of his family got over $500 million in contracts under the government that he was a part of. We also heard over the last few months about members of the former government who had CPEP contracts and whose family had CPEP contracts. Right? Amongst other things, other little feeding frenzies that was taking place during that period of time, right? But one of the other things, and something that nobody talks about, is Trinidad and Tobago's credit and how many loans we took. Right? Because they borrowed a lot of money, All of the figures that I'm going to call for you here is in US dollars, us money. So we started in 2016. Put up the 2016 for me. All of this is from the Auditor General's reports of each year, right? The lender is the Deutsche Bank, right? Deutsche Bank Securities and First Citizen Bank, where the loan, well, $1,000 million is $1 billion as far as I know. So they took a loan there for $1 billion US, right? At an interest rate of 4.5%, right? It was a US $1 billion loan, 4.5% notes support policy-based loan. I don't even know what that is, okay? This particular loan will mature this year, 2026. Then there was another loan that they took in euros of $168.5 million, right? For export credit facility, Damen naval assets, the same Damen vessels that park up for the last 10 years under that administration. That was one, well, it wasn't one, but the previous administration, the partnership, won the arbitration with the OPV, and they purchased these Damen vessels that were never put into use and were parked up down in Staubles Bay, right? So that is, I'll give you the total of everything when I'm done, eh? That is 2016. So we go into 2017. I'm trying to do this as quick as possible. In 2017, they took 4 loans. One from the Corporation Andina de Fomento, CAF. Now, I want you to keep in mind how much times we take loan from CAF. Quite a point I'll make there. They took a $300 million US loan from CAF on a floating interest rate. That will mature in 2032. The Inter-American Development Bank, they took a loan to strengthen, the loan was for strengthening of the single window for trade and business facilitation. God alone knows what that is. 25 million US. Then the Inter-American Development Bank again, to strengthen Trinidad and Tobago public financial management systems, they took $40 million US. That will mature in 2042. Another loan from the Inter-American Development Bank of $48.4 million US, which will mature in 2041. That was for health services support program. I hope your health services improved. That is 2017. I'll go into 2018 now. In 2018, the Corporation Andina Fomento, the CAF Bank, right, CAF, they borrowed $180 million US on a floating interest rate again. And then from the Export-Import Bank of China, and this was for the purchase of one multi-purpose vessel, they borrowed $148 million. All right? That was in one at a 2% interest rate. That'll mature in 2038. In 2019, from the Corporación Andina de Fomento again, CAF, to support medium-term fiscal consolidation strategy phase 2, $120 million US, right? Floating rate. That will mature in 2033. From the UniCredit Bank of Austria, they took another loan for the construction of the Point Fortin Hospital, $81.4 million. And then from the Corporación Andina de Fomento, the CAF again, to support road construction, rehabilitation, and maintenance, they took a $200 million loan for that. I hope your road's better off. That will mature in 2039. Right? What year is that? 2019? We're going to 2020, so we're going to enter the pandemic now. Well, in the pandemic year, we take a real loan. So we went to the Export Finance and Insurance Corporation, and this was the loan was for the partial financing of the construction and acquisition of 2 high-speed passenger cargo boats. Do we have that? Do we have 2 high-speed passenger cargo boats? I'm not too sure. But they took $57.2 million on a floating interest rate. Then from the Export Finance and Insurance Corporation again, they took another loan for the same thing. partial financing of the construction and acquisition of 2 high-speed passenger cargo boats, another $58.5 million US dollars. Remember, all these figures are callings in US. Then they went to CAF again for the anti-cyclic support of the COVID-19 emergency, 100 million US. They went to CAF after that again, sector-wide program for road construction, rehabilitation and maintenance program, another 200 million US. From the Export-Import Bank of China, they took another loan for 688.4 million, that is in one, which is equivalent to TT dollars. New industrial park at the Phoenix Park project. Then they went to the Export Finance and Insurance Corporation for financing of the construction and acquisition of 2 Cape-class patrol boats and the appointment of a process agent, 91.5 million US to borrow for that. I don't know where those boats are. UniCredit Bank of Austria AG was another loan. The turnkey construction of the new Sangre Grande Hospital, they went there for a $106 million loan. Then they went to the US Bank Cooperative Trust Services for external legal counsel. Oh, this is a beautiful one. External legal counsel. I want all of you to remember I call this figure for external legal counsel. 500 million US dollars on a 4.5 per annum interest rate. 500 million US for external legal counsel. We go come back to that. Then they went to the Inter-American Development Bank and they took a loan to strengthen fiscal and management in response to the health and economic crisis caused by COVID-19, $100 million there again, floating interest rate. That was 2020. We go into 2021 now. In 2021, they took 4 more loans. 3 of them came from the Inter-American Development Bank. And they were as follows. For the Urban Upgrading and Revitalization Program, $32.5 million. And again, for the same thing, $17.5 million. And then for the reformulation of 4 loans for the vulnerable population affected by COVID-19, they took a $15.7 million US loan. I hope that the vulnerable, I hope they got more than a hamper. And from CAF, again, they went to CAF, COVID-19 sanitary crisis loan, 50 million US dollars. That's in 2021. We go to 2022. In 2022, they took 1 loan. CAF again, COVID-19 sanitary crisis loan, 175 million US dollars. And that's on a floating interest rate that will mature in 2041. And finally, in 2023, they took 4 loans. CAF, they took 2 from CAF, and they are as follows. 1 for the swap to support the implementation of digital transformation and digital inclusion strategy in Trinidad and Tobago, 120 million US. And then Trinidad Drainage and Flood Mitigation Program. They took a loan from CAF for that, 40 million US dollars. And then they went to the IADB, right, the Inter-American Development Bank, and they took another loan there for the National Water Sector Transformation Program, 80 million US dollars. And then they went and take another loan, and this is a very interesting one. Remember the change over the dollars and the money? Right. Remember we were asking, well, how much that costs? How much it costs to change over the money, boy? And now people vex because this administration is saying, well, we can't change over the coat of arms just yet because it's not just the money, it's the buildings, it's all kind of different things. Every form, that every government form has to change. Every single thing, it's a cost. But they took a loan for $550 million for the refinancing of the US $550 million loan notes. I would have to presume that was the cost to change over the money. I could only presume that. I'll find out though. Right? So that's another $560 million US on a 5.95% interest rate that will mature in 2031. In total, between 2016 and 2023. Let me tell you what we borrow. In total. So in total, between 2016 and 2023, they borrowed $5 billion, 300 million, 100,000 US dollars. I'll repeat that figure. 5 billion, 300 million, 100,000 US dollars. Approximately. That works out to approximately, in TT dollars, 37 billion, 100 million, 700,000 dollars. That's what that works out to. Right? On top of that 37 billion TT dollars, approximate, that they borrowed, they also spent over $500 billion over the last 10 years. So I asking all you know, while all that money was spending, where we found out just recently through Feroz Khan that houses worth $500,000 were being built for $2 million. That kind of madness was going on. HEC plazas that bringing in $1 million in revenue was costing $10 million to maintain. That's the kind of madness was going on. Right? And on top of that, they was borrowing money too. So we in debt. She was running deficit budgets. He was borrowing money. And then he was doing bad business. Hence the reason why we're in the position that we're in today. So here's the problem that this government has now, as far as I could see. You can't go to CAF. And the reason why they cannot go to CAF is because Colin Mimbert is the chairman of CAF. Right? And he ain't lending them no money. So they can't go there. Right? So Tanko is in New York trying to secure this $1 billion loan. The question is, do we have the revenue, or can they create enough revenue or new revenue streams or get new investment to Trinidad and Tobago to pay it back? Because on top of the $1 billion that he's going to borrow, we had $37 billion courtesy the last administration to pay back as well. Right? And some of these mature this year and next year, some of these loans. And the rest is like 2031, 2032, 2042, down the road, right? So obviously we'll have to service those loans on an annual basis. I think that we currently pay $1 billion a year in loan payments, right? I don't double check, and that would be in US, right? Because you can't count them thing in TT. You have to check that in US. So that is the pocket that they're in right now. They have no money. Somebody gone with a lot of money, because I am sure that if you look around and you really ask yourself, between 2015 and 2025, did anything in Trinidad improve really? In terms of the amount of money that was spent? Right? Quite have some things mentioned in these loans that I can't find them. The other loan that they took for $500 million US dollars for external legal cost. Well, you know, it's interesting because if you calculate 500 million US into TT, and you use, let me say 7 to 1, you'll get $3.5 billion. The Clico story that broke the other day, interestingly enough, the legal fees in that Clico matter came up to $4 billion. So I would have to presume, once again, that $500 million US loan was to service those external legal costs. That's a hell of a lot of money in legal fees. $4 billion in legal fees. I have explained to you all the difference between $1 million and $1 billion. Who were these lawyers? Where they come from? Because after spending $4 billion on legal fees, you know who get left out in the rain with the Clico situation? The small man. The small man. While all the big boys and them grab what they could have grabbed and ran. It's the small man lost out. Just like with the DSS matter. You understand? A man still driving around out here like nobody business, and poor people money tie up in the court. This is, welcome to Trinidad and Tobago. This is Trinidad and Tobago for you. And unfortunately, we don't look back at these things, you know. We don't want to look back at these things. We want to look at it now. But we don't know, boy. Nothing happening now. And this is why I say, I just go back, I just come forward, I just put it neutral. You have to look back, and that's not just over that 10-year period. You know. Let me not play like it's over just at that last 10-year period and the madness took place. Real madness took place. It was amplified over the last 10 years. But we have had successive terms of mismanagement. Right? So this doesn't just stem over the last 10 years. This probably extends over the last 30 or 35 years. Right? And now we are here. Once oil-rich, gas-rich Trinidad and Tobago broke. Broken. That's where we are. We have a refinery that has the capability to refine heavy crude. They shut that down to protect certain people. Let me pretend like we didn't know that. You understand? Them could say what they want. Because they didn't have none of the reports. The Solomon, the Lashley report, none of them say to shut down the refinery. That refinery was your largest foreign exchange earner. You shut it down. And then people want to know how we have a forex problem now? Take a guess. You shut down the refinery. We have right to the south, because we had the capability to refine heavy crude, 300 billion barrels of oil, the largest oil reserve on the planet. Right? They're sitting down there, heavy crude to refine. And the refinery to do it shut down. Courtesy the former. You have Guyana with their resources now. Your refinery shut down. The Prime Minister recently made a move, or she's making a move to reopen it. But these things will take time, of course. You can't just open it back just so. It's not just, you don't just flick on a switch on it and bam, it happens. It don't work like that. So, unfortunately, this is the status quo. This is where we are. This is where we are. How they're going to dig us out of this? I don't know. But when I hear the opposition, and this is what I tell all you, when I hear the opposition saying certain things, I don't really pay them no attention, because they are the reason why we're here. And some people want to pretend that that's not the case. You understand? Anyway, we come back after the break and take some calls. But I hope all you understand. I hope all you understand, yes, because I'm telling you, some people would prefer chaos. I prefer good sense. St. Wyos Holistic Health Clinic, let me get that. Powered by nutritional therapy, and it's very simple. Don't manage those diseases when you can reverse them naturally. Cancer, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, digestive disorders, and hypertension. Drug-free, supplement-free, root cause healing through nutritional therapy. You can call or WhatsApp 2793935 or 761-1952. Book your appointment today, or book, let me just say book your book. But find out about the book that Setters wrote. You can place your order for that book with Set, or you can go to Amazon or RIK bookstores nationwide and support him. He wrote a really, really good book. All right? And also, I want to remind you about the CFVS Learning Consultants, because every child deserves the chance to shine, and sometimes all they need is the right support behind them. That's where CFVS Learning Consultants step in. They work hand in hand with parents, helping children build confidence, stay motivated, and grow at their own pace. CFVS offers personalized learning plans, confidence building, and parent coaching, all designed to make learning clear, supportive, and enjoyable for your child. And because life is busy, their services are fully online, so your child can learn comfortably from home. They support students of all ages and ability levels, meeting every child right where they are. CFVS is committed to closing learning gaps and empowering every child to shine. For more information, email them at cfvsservices@gmail.com or call them on 275-1603. All right? And of course, CFVS Learning Consultants, helping children rise with confidence. Stay tuned. We're going to come back and take some phone calls after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
After dynamic opening week performances, this week, Classic Russo returns to their home, City Hall, Knox Street, Port of Spain, with performances by All Rounder, Crazy, Contender, Manchild, Hamidullah, Lady Wonder, Shirlane, Brian London, Twiggy, Dr. Will B, Charlene Bailey, Master G, Mark Eastman, Garth Sinclair, the youthful Kyle Cowie, Andre Nelson, Nefta Kojo, Jay Edwards, and many others. MC Shirlane Hendrickson, chorus by the Classic Russo Diamonds, music by Classic Russo Orchestra this Wednesday. Then on Thursday night, it's Judges Night. Admission $200 and 2 persons on 1 ticket for $300. Get your tickets at Crosby St. James, Tuco Office, New City Mall, and at the box office on the day of the show. Both shows 8 p.m. And this Friday, Classic Russo rolls into Point Fortin at the Field of Dreams for another massive show. Get your tickets at $150 and 2 persons on 1 ticket for $200 at the venue Field of Dreams box office till showtime at 8 p.m. Classic Russo for Classic Kaisu.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Tired of the daily school run? Say hello to Open Minds Education, your 100% online school built for life in the Caribbean. From preschool to secondary, they've got your child covered. Anytime, Anywhere, no traffic, no textbooks, no hidden fees. Just smart, flexible learning with real teachers who care. It takes a village to raise a child. And Open Minds, they are that village. Learn today, lead tomorrow. Call or WhatsApp 868-388-6635 or visit openminds.education to register.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
Are you living with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes? Manage it with the unique Jameson 100% complete multivitamin with 400 micrograms of chromium to lower blood glucose, lutein for your eyes, B vitamins for energy, vitamin C and lycopene for antioxidant support. Take a step towards a healthier tomorrow and make the proactive switch to Jameson today.
All right, 327-7400. We're going to take some phone calls in terms of the current situation in Trinidad and Tobago. The other aspect of things to NGC, this news here with NGC a few days ago, and this gas price increase, I don't agree with that at all. I think this is the wrong time to do it. But I see here that they're saying that they're trying to, not they are trying to, but some of the contracts that they have, the existing contracts, are going to be renegotiated with petrochemical companies. And apparently those companies are adjusting their prices upward as well. So those companies are raising the price on NGC, and NGC is now going to raise their price, but that is eventually going to be trickle down, especially in the manufacturing sector. That is going to trickle back down to the public. And I don't think that is something they want to do right now. I think they could hold some strain for now instead of increasing that gas price. I don't agree with that at all. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
There must be other options, if you understand where I'm coming from. Yo, morning.
Yes, brother.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, right now you put me in a spot because I take up my Venezuelan book now. And I could tell you right now, me pongo el sembrero Senor Stefan, because I want to leave Trinidad to go and live Venezuela. So I take my hat off to you, Mr. Stefan. I say it in Spanish, right? And then one thing I get to say in Spanish too is me pongo as, you know what I mean, is no tengo dinero, because that is mean I have no money, right? So I want to head to Venezuela, Mr. Stefan. Mr. Stefan, let me tell you something. Serious talk. This thing with Christine Kangal, that has started right now. And the PNM must know that people will be thinking that from the time they put Christine Kangaloo as president, right? And if you study what the senator said yesterday, Maury, she support that bill because of what the president said. So it seems like the president support this bill, right? With the fine and the 3 days and 7 days and all kind of thing. And this is the reason why she support that. But the idea is, I want to tell you something quick about that, Mr. Stephen, that nobody here talking. When these fines come, it is good because if an accident make, from the time an accident make, whether fatal or serious injuries, state resources start to come out. Is the fire brigade, is the police, is the doctors, is the nurses, is licensed authority officers. Let me tell you something, Mr. Stephen. A person don't have to be owning a car and end up in the very thing, because you could be traveling in a car and dead, and your family in turmoil now to take care of the thing, because you might be the breadwinner in the home. So this thing with this fine and motor car is a very, very serious thing, because this have a domino effect on the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. And not only the person who own the motor car, because you even own a car, and because of the accident, your family is suffering, because your father who supporting died. I go on, Mr. Pepper.
Right,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Well, according to the TTPS, according to Brent Batson and the TTPS, police handing in less tickets now, and there have been less road fatalities so far at this present point in time. So if that continues, that trend continues downward, like the Prime Minister said, she will review in 6 months and she will lower the traffic fines. We will see how that goes. Hello, good morning. Morning.
Stefan, I want to divert a little bit this morning.
Go ahead, man.
Stefan, under Earl Christopher, they promote 200 constables to corporal, right? When they check the merit list, it had 100 and something officers, constables, who made more marks than those people that they promote.
Right.
Right? The matter was taken before the High Court, and sometime this week, the judge dismissed that matter. At a higher rank in the police service, it had senior officers who had that same problem, and the matter was before the court, and they win the matter. I'm calling on the commissioner of police, the prime minister, because it wasn't under she tenure, it was under Rowley, and the national security minister to adjust that, because it have 100 and something constables in the police service right now, who's supposed to be corporal, and the higher rank officers said it was a mistake in promoting those officers who they promote to corporal.
Okay.
That need to address.
Okay.
They need to address that.
All right. Yeah. Morning. Yeah, morning. Go ahead. This man is always, I don't know how. Yeah, morning.
Yeah, well, I could hear, you know.
I got to put Fitzgerald lines ahead of the class on you, know. You go on to the back of the class and you go behind Fitzgerald lines.
I have to get them house phone on them with the dial way.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I watched Parliament. I watched Parliament yesterday, and I realized the opposition don't have a clue about what's going on. I listened to a young lady talk, and she talking about with the Zoso thing in Parliament yesterday about how this government will impose curfew. If I could whisper in a woman ears, I would tell you, hello, people on self-imposed curfew in this country. Because they know what to have outside the house when nighttime reach, you know.
Yeah.
We don't need our government to have a curfew, you know. We know what, after dark, when them pests come out, you know, you want to be locked up inside your house, you don't want to be outside it to bounce them up.
No, but I mean, look,
and the kind of money
they wanna bury their head in the sand. That's not a problem. I know it has certain areas, it has certain elders and things. When 6, 7 o'clock reach, they're in the house.
Now, one next thing too is how they saying, some of them talking about how stigmatized areas. I giving them a challenge. Go and live in an area like that for a month with no security and see what will happen. Don't have no security or nothing, no security, police, nothing. Just go and live and see how the people live in. Because it's the people who live in those areas that the minute they get to leave, they leave, you know. They're sticking around.
But of course.
They want a better life. All right. Look at this boy, Carrie Marcel. Carrie Marcel living in Shagonas now. He living in
Study them fellas and them, don't study them fellas and them, man. All of them who talking that talk, All of them just plain, they're just plain smart with foolishness. That's all it is.
But Stefan, if I live in an area like that and I get the opportunity to live a better life for my family outside, it's gone, I gone.
Well, I think anybody would do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Morning.
Morning. Three things.
Yeah.
Senator Atz is an economist. And the figures that you quote in terms of numbers of loans and where we are financially in terms of debt, she knew about these things. But in her contribution, when it dealt with CPEP, she didn't want to correct the corruption. She was only concerned about those who didn't have a job and not about putting them in a better job with better paying salaries. She come back again and she talk about you'll be stigmatizing people when you have these zones. We already stigmatize. The world has us ranked as number 7 most dangerous country in the world in terms of murders.
Yeah.
And where is the zone? The whole of Trinidad is a zone. And I would much prefer to be in a zone that they're helping to fix and correct things and bring things that I could feel safe, because I will ask any Trinidadian, where in Trinidad are you feeling safe? You cannot come out certain times of the night. As the caller before said, we're in a self-imposed curfew. And we have to be looking over our shoulders at all times. And the last thing, the Archbishop come out and he say to ban social media for children under 12. It's at age 12 in secondary school where they fight and look at social media. The issue, you cannot stop progress as far as technology is concerned. You have to ban the content. Stefan Ruiz was removed. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, was removed. So when we look at things, it's a whole big different ballgame.
Yeah.
So we have to understand the content as it violates, like obscene language, whatever it violates, you have to remove it from social media. And then everybody will be able to access technology and progress and move forward. I spoke too much already.
All right.
Tomorrow.
No problem. Yeah, but I think he called for, I don't think he specifically said 12 years, eh? I think he called for laws to protect children from social media, children. And I think the Prime Minister is the one who came out and said she would consider a ban for children under 12 on social media. And as a matter of fact, listen, if your child is 12 or under the age of 12, what they're doing on social media, to be honest. Morning.
Morning, Stefan. Tobago here.
Yeah, Tobago, go ahead.
I have 2 points to thing on. Now, watching that same parliament thing, the one 2 days ago, where a man start that there is one with assembly woman, I'm the assembly member, and the next one is the amount of people secretaries go be there. She start up with autonomy for nearly half an hour. I don't know what them they'll be talking about if they don't understand what the bill is about. 2, when you live in a hot spot, and you want to be in a hot spot, it's because you maintained by the hot spot. You are lookout. You be maintained by whosoever gang or whatever running it. So when anything happens there, he's a good boy. That's the first thing that is be saying. He don't do nothing.
Yeah.
So these people who talking, I think I'm listening that yesterday, day before yesterday, and I want to know, you know what the people coming with is to assist the poor people, is to assist in crime, to assist in ways to have best to make the country move from a third world into a second world or a first world country. But you want me to stay stagnant all the time. You're wasting taxpayers' money by saying down there from whatever time they start at 1 o'clock in the morning. Just to hear what you're believing is not true. Because they're voting you out. So why wasting taxpayers' people's money all the time to sit down there? Because all of them are to get money while they sit down there.
Yep.
Anyway, have a blessed day.
All right. Yeah, morning. Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning, man. Go ahead, share your thoughts. Caller?
Yeah, live?
Yeah, you're live. Go ahead.
Right, first time caller Barakpur.
Yeah, but
Stefan, I just want to run 2 issues very quickly with you this morning concerning Minister made a statement yesterday.
Ah.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead. I hearing you good.
Right, good. The minister was speaking about in a press conference concerning the former sugarcane farmers. What he said was, in 2015, this $130 million was paid to the cane farmers. However, the UNC lost the election, or the People's Partnership, and they only paid one tranche, which is 10% of the money. Then they lost the election, the matter went to court. What the PNM did was, they had an agreement, and the minister was very ill-informed. He left out one very important part of that agreement, which was made by the PNM. What he said was, 53% of the remaining balance would be paid, which is correct. The attorney, Mr. Ramdeen, that he was no longer represented by Mr. Ramdeen. And the third and the most important issue he left out, he got the information from the Ministry of Planning. Well, then that also is wrong. That information is that the agreement was that you also agree to accept the 53% as a final payment. And he failed to mention that. What he also said was that the state gained. He said justice was served after 10 long years, and the state gained.
Okay.
What the state gained out of this? The state took away the right from the farmers, and they say, well, they will get no interest, they only get the capital. So after 10 years, a man was incarcerated for right, he wasn't wrong, and he had no redress to get from the state. So the state saying, they do we a favor, but they really didn't do we a favor. They took away the right from the farmers.
Okay.
The former cane farmers. By taking what agreement they signed with the Attorney General and the court, we don't know. They should make that public. How come the state gain? The state shouldn't gain anything. The farmers should gain for waiting 10 years.
Yeah, for
right?
the money. Yeah.
And not receiving that money. 10 years they suffered.
All right.
Long and hard.
All right.
So, Mr. Stefan, I thank you as the first-time caller. I want you to look into this matter, find out what is the real agreement from the court, and when they're going to pay the farmers this little pittance was owed to them after 10 years. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, no problem. Well, I mean, you're right, you know, is the farmer should gain, not the state. If I sit down for 10 years, waiting on my money, and me get my money in 10 years, and I get the money, is I should gain, the state shouldn't gain. Morning.
Morning, Stefan. Very good.
Yeah, morning, man. Go ahead.
You know, if people really fooling themselves, if they feel independent senators don't have a bias, that is one. The second thing is people fooling themselves to believe that if a government going to put forward a bill and they use the kind of language like bootlickers and low-level PNM president, people fooling themselves that is not an intimidation tactic. That is all that is listening, but people don't like to hear the other side, right? Because when we go into our game, we agree that the referee might have a bias. Every human being have a bias, but we live with the rules of the game. That listen, if this is where it is, if this is the result, that's the result. Not only when things don't go our way, then we accuse the referee, we accuse the independent senators of being. But if they vote with us, oh God, they're smart too bad. All of a sudden, they're the smartest thing because they vote with we. But if they didn't vote with we, they're biased. That is not how you call it? That's not fair. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to them. It's totally unfair to what they're there for constitutionally. They're not there because the PNM feel to put them there. The Constitution gives us the right to pick a government. The Constitution says that, listen, this government could pick any president that they feel to, and we live by that. That is just the rules. Change the rules if you don't like it, if you have a better solution, but stop bullying people and calling it objective thinking. We're smarter than that, according to you. We're not living in our age. We're not living in 19-something, you know. We're smarter than that. We could see bullying, and then you're coming out to say, I care about people. Come on. Let's be real. And lastly, last thing. I think we all knew the borrowing was going on. We know borrowing was going on. And when the last government was saying the economy, well, the funniest thing is they had two tongues. They were saying that the economy not so strong to give people all this amount of money, and the opposition at the time was saying, no, it have money there. So, and then it was going in Parliament for budget, and Imbert would say, the economy is doing well. But when they come outside, they say no. So on our platform, the PNM did not say that the economy was all well and we don't have to borrow money. I remember how much time the minister went all over the world borrowing money. And I was like, but ain't you now saying the Parliament, the economy good, why are you borrowing money? But it is all there for people to see, right? That is why people have to understand the both sides of the fence if they want to be real. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I remember when Imbert said that in Parliament. I think what you're talking about is when he said the economy is booming, Madam Speaker. The economy is booming. Well, I don't know if it was booming at the time, and look, COVID-19 knocked almost every economy on its backside. I think we could all be fair and agree with that, right? But it's how we planned our recovery coming out of that period is where I think a lot of the management or mismanagement took place. Maybe in the years prior to that, leading up to it, but when you come out of a period like COVID-19, this whole pandemic that destroyed so many lives, right, economically, businesses that were shutting down, closing down. I remember Trinity Mall. Trinity Mall was just, there were stores just shutting down, coming out of that because they couldn't get the foreign exchange, one. And two, business wasn't where it was. And then a lot of people learned how to conduct business otherwise than the traditional way that they used to conduct business prior to 2020. So a lot of dynamics in the world changed after COVID. A lot of dynamics changed. And if you didn't adjust with the change, you get left behind. Morning. Hello? What's going on, Director? Yeah, morning.
Are you hearing me, sir?
Hearing you good now. Go ahead.
Yeah, morning, sir. You mentioned a statement this morning, a saying actually, that your last caller reminded me of playing smart with foolishness.
Yeah.
I listen to your program every morning, and I see the trends in your callers and that kind of thing. That caller reminds me of Snow on Animal Farm. The being aware of the borrowing that was going on and being told by the last regime that they couldn't tell anything because of non-disclosure agreements. We can't say this, we can't say that.
Yeah.
And also when they were in and out of Parliament changing their tune, it was the context of what they wanted to do in that year at that time. So when it was the economy is booming is when we started to get negative ratings in the financial global market.
Standard & Poor's and what was the other one? Moody's?
Correct, and that's when elections were coming up. When they had absolutely no money and the treasury was dry, was when negotiations were going on.
Done.
So I heard the debate yesterday, and there's no doubt in my mind that the president right now was put there by the PNM and is still PNM sympathetic.
Yeah.
And the choices that they make is clear. Now, if you are PNM sympathetic and you choose senators, labeling them independent, don't change the smell.
True.
You know, you could label you could label fertilizer roses, but it ain't gonna change the smell, eh?
Right.
So I just wanted to make that point. Thanks a lot.
No problem, man. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, look. That's not. I'm gonna take this one. I'll take this one and then we'll take the break and come back and go to the phone lines, eh? Hello, good morning.
Morning, Stefan. Man, the ground here.
Yeah, man.
Stefan, I'm going to tell you something. Why everybody will be calling and talking about the police, the tickets, the government. It's a little thing that people are supposed to address. Now, not everything you have to get the government to involve yourself in, always a government sector. I have one small thing here to tell your partner. Not small, like it damn well big. Sorry to say it so. I was out of the country. I only came back Tuesday. I take a Mr. yesterday by a neighbor. I rush him to the Marabella Health Center. Listen, I'm telling you, good enough. Right? I reach in there 1:45. When I reach inside the health center, there was 2 nurses and someone with the jersey where they carry the RHA sign on it.
Yeah.
Right? Southwestern, or how you call it. The man cannot breathe, boys. My neighbor, where I pick him up and I carry him, I rush him. You know, when you reach inside there, they're watching him man hard. I say, Mom, this man can't breathe, you know. Yeah, but we can't do nothing for that. We are about to close. I said, Mom, this man cannot breathe. What are we to do? What are we to do for that? I said, this man has a patient inside here, you know, and look, where he can't. When we give the woman the card, now the woman sat up and said, well, let's sit down and wait. I said, Mom, that's how it is be? This man cannot breathe. What you could do to help the man? We got to write a performance and send him in the ambulance. I said, Mom, it doesn't make no sense. Give him back the man card. And he was like, let me rush him to the hospital. Right there when that man come out, that man gapping, and not nobody in the health center taking care of that man. Let me tell you something. Everybody want to run the race the way they want to run. Let me tell you something. It's not like no race and who is African and who's Indian, but right now is a real pressure for everybody. And these people getting paid to do something. And that's how they're treating the patient.
Yeah,
but Stefan, that is real failure, boy. Take what I'm telling you. Have a blessed day, Stefan.
Yeah, man. All right, so we got to hold up there. I'm going to go to the break and come back, right? A lot of different conversations took place there. And there's nothing wrong with that. This morning is that's why I kind of clear all the interviews and that kind of thing, like Tuesdays and Thursdays are free it up, right? Because, you know, the program at the time was, you know, very, very interactive. But sometimes when you have these features, it's a kind of hustle now to get things, to get the content in. All right? Now, just before we go to the break, let me just say this. The government has to understand that the financial situation of the country, and that was a very important discussion this morning, because you as the citizens have to understand the economic situation as it is. And I think that the government has not explained that properly to the population. They have chose to present and implement certain things without presenting the why to the people. And I think that's where they're lacking badly, is in that communication process that has to take place. I think if it is explained, because let me tell you something, all the loans that I just laid out to you there, right? You all will know that in your daily life, you cannot get a loan if you don't have a good credit rating. Right? Now with governments it might be slightly different because resources, this revenue streams, however they could present it that, look, if we borrow this money, we could pay it back. But of course, you're borrowing this money based on already existing debt, so it makes the process even harder anyhow you take it, right? But they have more leeway than the average man, right? So maybe, you know, I don't want you to take it as a direct comparison. But my point is, you all know how difficult it is when you are in a bad financial situation, when you have no money to pay your bills or to pay for your goods and services, meaning your groceries and to pay your bills. You have to at times borrow. So you take these loans and then you pay them off over a period of time, right? Until you catch back yourself now. But the thing is that when you're running deficit budgets and you incur that amount of debt, how do you realistically, who do you approach now for money? Who do you get money from? Now, I would like to think that the Prime Minister was, I think she's a very smart woman, and I would like to think that she didn't just negotiate a OFAC license on a 6-month, a temporary 6-month OFAC license for that Dragon Gas deal in the conversation with Marco Rubio. I would like to think that with the support that we have lent to the United States of America, which she may have had to do based on the bad economic situation, that there was something else in that negotiation. So I don't know if maybe Uncle Trump is going to throw a bag of money over the wall and somebody will catch it. Because definitely, we need money from somewhere. I wait to see what Tanku comes back with, if he comes back bearing fruit. Because if he doesn't, it's going to be very interesting to see how they maneuver. Especially with NGC making this decision in terms of the gas price. And you know, the thing is too with NGC, I think people have forgotten, NGC is owed billions of dollars, by the state, Remember under the last administration, TNTech, I think they were owing, TNTech was owing NGC, what was it, $4 or $5 billion? I had to find out from Mr. X, right? When we on here later. But X is on the board of TNTech. And I think he told me that it was like a $7 billion debt by now that TNTech was owing NGC. You're talking about state agencies owing billions of dollars to NGC, right? And now they're in a position where they're saying, look, we had to raise the gas price, right? So I don't know what, that definitely going to bring some economic strain. And I think I don't know how long people are going to be able to hold strain for, but I remember that the former before the election did say, well, you had to hold strain till 2027, So they knew the situation at hand. Remember, I kept telling you all during the election, I said, but like, they're planning to lose the election or what? Because that's what it felt like to me. It felt like they were making all the moves to lose the election. Now, when I talk to people in the government and that kind of thing, and I mention that to them, they are convinced otherwise. But me come out here yesterday, I know when somebody playing to lose. You understand? I know when somebody playing to lose. And I telling you, they play to lose. So don't sit down there and be comfortable in the fact that you won an election, because while you won the election, you have to remember, 100 and something thousand people didn't vote. And I'm talking about PNM people. They did not vote. And numbers is a hell of a thing. Forget the percentage that don't vote. 25% of the electorate don't ever vote. Right? So you could just eliminate that figure one time. The whole narrative of moving that 25% to the polls wastes of time. It's not going to happen. It never does. Right? We're working with numbers and figures here. So the government has to keep in mind that you have a large portion of people that did not vote, that are loyal to the PNM, but when they're disgruntled with the PNM, they will not swing and give their vote to you. They will just sit on home and don't go out and vote. Like in Tobago. Right? With the part of the electorate that came out to vote, I think it was 50-something% of the electorate came out and vote. But when PNM people are motivated to vote, make no mistake about it, they will come out and vote. So you have to be careful how you're trying to maneuver yourself. Understanding the strategy to a point, maybe the strategy is, well, we have no other choice right now. Increase this, that, and the other one time. And let me take the licks now in the earlies. In the hopes that, or not in the hopes, but with the strategy that you will reverse the situation and start to come out the hole by about year 2 or 3. So around middle of your term, you're now leveling off and you're ready to move forward and progress. Going into the last 2 years and finish strong. I don't know the strategy. I can't tell all you. Right? But it's a lot of things coming at people right now. And with the amount of things coming at people with increases and so on and so forth, people don't have a proper understanding of what's going on. They don't. Because they're not paying attention to that, especially during carnival season. And while people bawling and thinking that, oh, pressure and this, that, and the other, the feds pack out, ram out, hired 679 US tickets, sold out. The Minister of Culture and Community Development, Michelle Benjamin, good morning to Michelle Benjamin, Minister Benjamin. She's doing a fantastic job. And it was in the paper this week, hotels are sold out, flights are booked out. People coming to Trinidad and Tobago for carnival. Now give the PNM credit where credit is due. They ran a damn good carnival. The only thing they didn't do that I would give this administration 100% marks over them is that this version of the Carnival Village that was created by this administration with Peter Kanai at the helm of NCC is 1,000 times ahead of anything that the Carnival Village was doing in the past. The implementation of that John Cupid Carnival Village and the Flavor Village, and the fact that if you cannot afford to go to a fete, you could go there on any given night and be entertained by some of the top artists in the country. I think tonight Patrice Roberts putting on a free show there. Right? So Patrice Roberts has her show every year, but she putting on a free show at the Carnival Village tonight. You understand what I'm telling all you? So the fact that you could go there for free and you could get to see the artists, you could carry your children, that kind of thing, for free. Now, I don't know if NCC pays the artists. I don't know the deal that they have with the entertainers, but I'm very sure that the entertainers didn't come in just so. Super Blue was there the other night. I hear he mashed down the place. People were like, oh, people enjoyed themselves. Blue did a whole set. Iowa, Delina Dan was there last night. Freetown Collective was there last night. Listen, Friday last week, the lineup at the Carnival Village was as follows. I just want to give all of this lineup and give you a little idea of what they have accomplished there, because I think, it needs to be acknowledged because it's better than any carnival village that I have seen ever in a carnival. Last week, Friday, for free, people got Fian Lyons, Alvarez, Nadia Batson, Nyla Blackman, Lady Lava, Patrice Roberts, Nisha B, Destra, Jadel, Drupati, Terry Lyons, Nessa Preppy, Lyrical, Anika Berry, and Freetown Collective at the Carnival Village. It was ram. So I think that they have done exceptionally well in such a short space of time in terms of planning. So I think Michelle Benjamin and Peter Kanai coming into next year, and well, they have this Carnival 365 where they have these other events that are going to be happening throughout the course of the year to boost the tourism sector. But this comes back to the zones of special operation, because for you to boost your tourism sector properly, you have to get a grip on crime. So I think with the understanding of where they are economically, with the understanding of where the energy sector is right now, and any deal with Venezuela kind of on ice until this whole transition thing takes place, and with the fact that it's going to take a little time to open the refinery, they are now turning their attention more to the tourism sector. And they're trying to create things to encourage tourism, to create more revenue through that particular sector. Now, nothing is wrong with that, but the grassroots man can't be starving. And therein lies the problem. So I think the $1 billion US loan is going to kickstart things. All you better keep all your fingers crossed and could get through with that. Because if he doesn't, well, it's going to be a horse of a different color. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what they're going to do. But obviously, they're turning their attention to the tourism sector. But like I say, once crime goes down, tourism goes up. Right? Once you come off of that travel advisory and all these things, Trinidad and Tobago becomes a more attractive place to come to, and it's how we deal with the tourism after that. So there's some things in the making. The other thing that you keep you keep, what do you call it, boy? Oh God. When you're doing something and something else is counterproductive to what you're doing. Oh gosh, the term will come to me, it's a little saying, right? But while they're doing that, you have NGC now looking to raise the gas price on the manufacturing sector, which is going to put a strain on the manufacturing sector. And we got to face the reality, the manufacturing sector is a sector that we have to allow to blossom because we are the largest exporter in the Caribbean. Every island, we export goods to every island in the Caribbean because our products are just, this is no knock on nobody else, but our local products are better than anything else that they produce. From the cheese, from the sunshine snacks to the holiday foods to the Bermudas to all them things, all these local manufacturers, right? And so many more. We produce quality goods that go up the islands. As a matter of fact, the better quality does go up there and up to North America, and we just really get the worst, the worst is sell here, you know. But nevertheless, so I think that's gonna stop the manufacturing sector. So you're trying to push the tourism sector one way, and then you have the other things happening there with the NGC and the gas price going up. That's going to, you know, throw back the manufacturing sector is counterproductive. So I don't know, but we'll come back and take some calls when we return. As we go to the break as well, let me just remind you very quickly here. Keolic. So the Keolic range of products backed by science, and they got over 900 scientific research and clinical trials, all made from the aged garlic extract, and they include the cleanse and digestion, the blood pressure health, the cholesterol health, the total heart health, the circulation health, and of course the Keo Green Powder drink mix, as well as the probiotics. So you can pick up any product at a pharmacy or health store across the country, and for more information you can WhatsApp 728-0338. That is 728-0338. And I want to remind you about Lashana's Palette Designs. So Lashana's Palette Designs, if you're tired of choosing between furniture you can afford and furniture that actually lasts, at Lashana Palette Designs, you don't have to compromise. They handcraft custom furniture from quality treated pallets, antique, real craftsmanship, real durability, real affordability. Your dream piece doesn't have to be a dream budget. So give them a call on 366-0800. That is 366-0800. We'll be back after this.
They gave us the music.
I feel like home.
They gave us the memory.
Woman, you could run away too.
They gave us the rhythms of life.
Trinidad and Tobago, join us for a special tribute to our legendary musical icons who have passed on in Gone But Not Forgotten.
Including Bunny, Swallow, Singing Francine, Shadow, Arrow, Maestro, Rootsman, Blacks, Sandoli, The Mighty Terror, plus lots more. Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone But Not Forgotten. Wednesday, February 4th at Napa and Thursday, February 5th at Sapa. Showtime both nights, 6:30 p.m. Your master of ceremonies, Sonny Bling.
Tickets $300 and $250.
Early bird tickets bought by Monday, January 26th cost $50 less.
For more info, call 732-3402. Gone But Not Forgotten. Ostomy care is a unique and intimate condition that can seem challenging for individuals afflicted by it. At Better Life Ostomy Care, they understand and offer a wide range of products and services that will allow ostomates to lead a better life. From colostomy and urostomy pouches, paste and powders, antibacterial wipes, Brava strips, deodorants, gloves, gauze, bed liners, and much, much more. They also have RN care available for ostomy home care with affordable starter packages. No need to look for nurse or supply everything is just a phone call away. Better Life Ostomy Care is located at number 4 Mosque Street, Caroni. You can call them at 308-6709 or 472-5878 or visit their website at www.betterlifeostomycareTT.com to find out more about their offerings. You can also write to them at betterlifeostomycarettt@gmail.com or find them on Facebook. Better Life Ostomy Care, servicing ostomates with a better quality of life.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Tired of the daily school run? Say hello to Open Minds Education, your 100% online school built for life in the Caribbean. From preschool to secondary, they've got your child covered. Anytime, anywhere, no traffic, no textbooks, no hidden fees. Just smart, flexible learning with real teachers who care. It takes a village to raise a child, and Open Minds, they are that village. Learn today, lead tomorrow. Call or WhatsApp 868-388-6635 or visit openminds.education to register.
Is your life stuck in the same struggles again and again? Pandith Bhargav helps remove negative energy, solve love problems, fix marriage disputes, clear financial stress, and stabilize job and business issues. With accurate psychic, palm, and horoscope readings, he guides you toward the right path. His powerful 30-minute session brings quick relief and clear direction. Take the first step today. Call +1 868-347-2350.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78 Bamboo Settlement number 2 Valsain between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
somebody sent me some questions here. I'll share them with you, right? With the zones of special operation. So they said, seeing that the zones of special operation is a problem for some, right? And we're worried about stigmatization and oppression and making it a race issue in some quarters. These are 5 questions that the person asks. Why the traveling advisory is to avoid the very same hot zones? That is 1. 2, since Camille Robinson Regis deemed that East Port of Spain shouldn't be stigmatized, why did Whitco Desperados, a band that is the heart of Laventille and well-known panside all over the world that represents Trinidad and Tobago to tourists, which should be a band to promote the culture, why they had to flee from Laventille on the hill and use the old compound where government printery was till they finally got a home on George Street? Why Port of Spain is unsafe to be when shopping, with your, your cell phones, your jewelry, your bags, your wallets being snatched by bandits and that kind of thing. Why are these areas where the PNM holds safe seats? Why has these constituencies, Laventille, Beetham, Sealots, East Port of Spain, etc., I've seen no development for no development for many years, right? But it's a safe seat. And seeing as Brian Manning said his father's ideas were stolen, why didn't his father nor the PNM party in 10 years ever implement the 2020 vision? So that's just some questions that somebody sent to me this morning. Interesting. But like I said, we put up the murder statistics. I think it was, when we did that, yesterday. And the North Central Division is the most violent division in terms of murders, the North Central Division. So all of this data, you see, this is the thing, the data has to be gathered. That data will have to be presented because data drives policy. All right? You can't just create a policy out of thin air. It has to be data-driven. And once it's data-driven and the data is presented to the public, I think there will be no problem moving forward in terms of the zones and where they select these zones of the areas that they select as zones of special operation. Hello, good morning.
Stefan, I find,
yeah, morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I find Trinidadians and them kind of funny. We kind of funny. We like to be a lot of pretensive. We like to we shame to speak the truth. And although when you speak the truth, people don't like you when you speak the truth. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody know the areas in Trinidad and Tobago that have this country upside down. You understand what I mean? And is the brand of people, is the quality of people. Because if you take them from one area and put them in the next area, it's like you're making this area something like this next area. And this is what happening around right now. They scatter the people all over the place, take them across and make a mess. But you can't change them to areas. Man, listen, the government have the idea to straighten out Trinidad and Tobago. Forget everybody. Let's implement the whole thing and get going, Stefan. That is the only thing to help Trinidad and Tobago right now. Have a nice day, Stefan.
Yeah, no problem. I think you gotta try something. If you don't try something different, we're gonna end up in the same place. Morning.
Stefan, good morning.
Yeah, morning.
You know, my grandfather always used to talk about the crime used to be in a certain area, but a certain government take it and spread it all over the place to get votes, right? Anyway,
right.
I never used to pay too much attention to what he used to say, but thinking about it now, the lady dressed up this morning is acts or something. So you really think she don't know what she's saying there is wrong? You really think she don't know what she's saying? She just have to say that. You know, she have to state what she's saying there. She knows in her head, in her heart, wherever that what she's talking is nonsense. But she has to say it. Now, if you drive from Mova Junction to Port of Spain, how many businesses would you see in that area? You don't see any. Everything closed down. All the gas stations, the shops, everything closed down. It is nothing going on there, right? And they talk about Trin-City Mall.
Yeah.
How come Trin-City Mall, all the shops closed down, but yet a big mall open up on the other side?
Open up on the next side, yeah.
Full up. Yeah. Anybody ever thought of that? It's management. Leave the Syrian people alone. They have a good head on their shoulder. They know business. Leave them alone. Look at Trin-City. Look how bright Trin-City is. That Trin-Bago thing they built up on the side of the highway there. When they going to mash that down?
I don't know.
$7 million.
But that piece
$7 million.
That piece of land that Trin-City Mall is on is a massive piece of land, eh?
It is a massive piece of land, yes.
Trin-City is probably the only mall that you have no problem to get a park.
No problem whatsoever.
To get a park.
None whatsoever. How it is that mall shutting down and a big mall open up on the other side? Ask yourself that question. How it is Movitown don't flood, but Port of Spain flooding out? Ask yourself.
And that was Mange. That used to be Mange. Where Movitown used to be Mange.
Yeah. You ever ask yourself how come they don't flood? But Port of Spain flooding out?
Yeah.
Okay then, okay, I go on. Bye-bye.
Yeah. No, but that Trin-City Mall, remember there were three different, it was three of them that they called the other day was trying to quiet. And this administration, through the Attorney General, and they put the sale on hold. They were trying to purchase Trin-City Mall, the property, and they put the sale on hold. Morning.
Stefan, good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, good man. But if guys are... yeah, go ahead.
Right. So, Stefan, this morning I would like to call you to tell you that I would like to wish all the best for the new year to the staff at Olive's House because I didn't get through to you for a little while.
All right, no problem, man. Olive's House, yeah, man. Big them up,
and to let them continue doing a very, very good job with my mother down there.
All right, great, man. That's good news.
So you take care, Stefan, and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, my brother, no problem. Yeah. Olive's House, man. Yeah, Olive's House, top of the line. Top of the line. Yep, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, Stefan.
Yeah, man.
First time caller.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
First time caller.
Nice.
Here, what's happening? We're talking about revenue and stuff. My question to you all is, what these prisoners that's been doing in the daytime in the jail that we given 3 square meals daily.
Yep.
We talk about all this other agricultural land we have abandoned around the place.
Right.
Our cocoa in Trinidad and Tobago is number 3 grade in the world.
In the world.
Not in the Caribbean, in the world.
I'm glad you bring that up, Paula. Nobody don't talk about that, cocoa. Go ahead. And our chocolate.
Instead of having these prisoners who are supposed to be making 3 years or 2 years hard labor, just sitting down and eating 3 squares, put them to work the land. When you put them to work the land, you ain't just putting them just so. You give them a salary with a small stipend, you put in a account for them, so when they come out of jail, they have a start.
They have a start.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Understood.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. You wouldn't believe, caller.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe, just 2 days ago, I told somebody that exact same thing you now say. And they tell me, they say, nah, boy, I ain't go work, you know much security you got to put with them. I said, but it's petty criminal you're putting. You're trying to separate the petty because we don't have maximum and minimum security prisons. So everybody kind of mixing with one. So a man will go into jail as a petty criminal and come out as a hardened criminal.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And let them prisoner officers, instead of garden building and sell, let them come out with them fellas and let them work the land, man.
I agree with you. I think that's a strategy we could try. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah.
Exactly. You're welcome. Have a good day. Keep up the good work.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I just 2 days ago, I was telling somebody, I said, we have all these prisoners. Some of them is little put snatchers, thing, little, petty thing now. Some of them is men were paying tax, child maintenance now. And they had warrant out for them and all kind of thing. Take them, And you see the same work that CPEP and them used to do, the little maintenance work and thing, cutting grass and thing, take them and put them out in the field to cut the grass and pay them a minimum wage. And just send the money to the bank. And when they come out of prison, they have a little start. And not only they have a start, but they have a little work experience too if they never had worked before. If you understand what I'm saying, that's how we. No, it's sounding simple, and I don't want people to mistake what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's something that could be executed that simple. I'm just saying that there are other elements of it that you could add. There's the psychological element and the social development element that you could add to that in terms of a proper reform program then. And give a man a second chance. When a man know that he could come out and earn $1 honestly, no matter, even if it's minimum wage, he'd rather do that. And that's why I'm saying we're talking about the little purse snatchers and the this and the that, the little petty criminals now. You understand? If you pay them a little, if they could get up on a morning and go to work and earn something small, they would rather do that. It's just a matter of how we implement these things now. You know? And not just how we implement it, but how we maintain it as well. Yeah, morning. Final caller. Then I got to go wrap up. I need my phone, my watch. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, man.
Here's the phone.
What's up, man?
Yeah. I want to talk more movie tongue now. Right?
Yeah, lady mentioned that.
Issue by movie tongue. The boy. You see which part they'll wait for taxi and thing? It has some bush standing before you walk up the step and thing, step on.
Yes.
You know, when you see African snails there, boy.
Serious?
You see African snails step on. But I thought them thing extinct. But you see African snails step on. I don't know who will see about them thing on them.
Nah,
if I had money, I'd buy a snail bit and fix up all that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, right, Minister.
Snail step on. All on the steps that snake crawling about.
Serious?
If you see snails step on.
All right. I will send out a message to Agriculture Ministry, yeah.
And what one show yesterday cut earlier?
Which show?
Yesterday the light stopped. When they say, oh, let's come back with the birds and them, the light stopped yesterday.
Oh, but I know what went on there. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. All right, cool, man.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah, man. You check that out, you know. I see the giant African snail. Boy, look at that. That's a terror, you know. That giant African snail. Man, you know. All right, so we have a break. We take the final break.
After dynamic opening week performances, this week, Classic Russo returns to their home, City Hall, Knox Street, Port of Spain, with performances by All Rounder, Crazy, Contender, Manchild, Hamidullah, Lady Wonder, Shirlane, Brian London, Twiggy, Dr. Will B, Charlene Bailey, Master G, Mark Eastman, Garth Sinclair, the youthful Kyle Cowie, Andre Nelson, Nefta Kojo, Jay Edwards, and many others. MC Shirlane Hendrickson, chorus by the Classic Russo Diamonds, music by Classic Russo Orchestra this Wednesday. Then on Thursday night, it's Judges Night. Admission $200 and 2 persons on 1 ticket for $300. Get your tickets at Crosby St. James, Tuco Office, New City Mall, and at the box office on the day of the show. Both shows 8 p.m. And this Friday, Classic Russo rolls into Point Fortin at the Field of Dreams for another massive show. Get your tickets at $150 and 2 persons on 1 ticket for $200 at the venue Field of Dreams box office till showtime at 8 p.m. Classic Russo for Classic Kaiso.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
When the carnival pace pick up, Royal Castle is the most tasty and convenient stop.
Welcome to Royal Castle's drive-thru.
Whether we heading to the beach with chicken buckets and sides, having a house line with all the combos and sandwiches, or we stop by the castle to eat before the fete. Royal Castle local flavor is always part of the carnival.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet. Located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
All right, people, so we're back, and we got some birthdays to get to. Let's get to that now. Because when I say we have a break, two of them job, yes. I don't get buffer ready for the morning, I ain't taking on buff. All right, so we got 4 birthdays, maybe 5. To Seema, wishing you a big happy birthday. May God's richest blessings be upon you from your husband, VJ, your son, Ruben, and Stefan. Have a blessed day, and they say that they love you, so do enjoy your day, Seema. Also, wedding anniversary greetings going out to this lovely couple whose names we did not get, but whomever you are, Mr. and Mrs., happy anniversary. They really didn't say any name? Nah, they really didn't say it, right? All right, also, good day, requesting birthday wishes for Sapna Ramisa of Broomage, number 1, Princestown, who will be 8 years old, and she'll celebrate her birthday actually tomorrow, Friday, the 23rd of January. Happy 8th birthday, Sapna. Wishing you a day filled with laughter, lots of love, and endless fun. Enjoy your special day from your grandmas, aunts, uncles, and your cousins. Nice, man. Well, her birthday is Friday. You know they're going to say they didn't see it. Good morning. Well, it's Stefan, S-T-P-H-O-N. S-T-P-H-A-N. No, they spell it S-T-E-V-O-N, not Stevon. All right, but would like to send a happy birthday to Larry St. Louis, coming from his mom, Marjorie, and Kenny, and his brothers and sisters. God blessing always upon you, love you, and do have a good day. So that is Larry St. Louis, all right? And, your parents say happy birthday to you, man. Also, happy 4th wedding anniversary to Aliyah and Gabriel, who lives in Canada. And this is coming from your grandparents, Amadat and Lazina Bahadur Singh and the Bahadur Singh family. God bless you all on your special day. So that is Aliyah and Gabriel. All right? Nice, man. Happy anniversary to you guys, Mr. and Mrs. You know? And finally, Big up my boy NCW. He celebrated his birthday on Tuesday. So I want to say good morning to NCW. Happy birthday to you belatedly. He actually tried. NCW is the greatest, you know. NCW called me yesterday. And he said, boy, you know, yesterday, Tuesday was my birthday. Thanks for the birthday shout. So I we didn't do no birthday shout for you. He said, but Stefan, I swear I watch him breaking on. I see my face pop up on the TV and you say happy birthday to me. I said, no, brother, man. We never do nothing for you. Well, he gave it today. In case, I feel he tries smart thing, you know. I feel so. But nevertheless, big up NCW, man. That's my boy. So I'll tell you what. That's it for today, the 22nd of January. I am off. I'll be on radio from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, 91.1 Talk City. You could join me there for some good conversation. Who knows? I don't know what we're going to talk about, but Mr. X and I, we make it fun. So we talk the politics, but we make it fun too. And we do have some Calypsonians and soca artists and things coming through. We do a little music and thing too. You know what I mean? As it's a carnival now. But you can join me for some good talk on 91.1 Talk City from 9 a.m. to 12. All right? But for now, I'm out from television and headed over to radio. Until tomorrow, we out.
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.